Is Descent Underground. It's a bit of an unusual single player that I'm going to be doing today. I wanted to show off a game that, you know, did start off in 2015 and has been delisted from the Steam stores, but, you know, it's one that I tried to go with, but then, you know, the game development just sort of died off. So when you load in, you get this introduction of but the game was meant to be like online multiplayer sort of Descent, but there's also meant to be a really good campaign mode that was teased and promised. Apparently there's a 2019 Descent which is meant to be coming on. Stars the minds await. Play the demo at brightlocker.com. You know, it forces you to watch this intro when you load it up, which maybe doesn't help. Okay, that guy died. You have to create an ID every time you log in as well, which is stupid, because, you know. A major change has been made to Descent Underground's control systems. Jay said they've been reset to default. The campaign! Currently in development, but the game's been delisted and no longer exists. So, you know, and there's actually no multiplayer at all. The servers are dead. So, you know, quick match, you know, it's unable to connect to the matchmaking service because the servers do not exist. But you can play test flight, practice or survival modes. There's literally one map, there's literally one difficulty. So, you know, you can tell that development's been abandoned. Kill the hostile bots, right? Sensitivity is actually trash. Just saying that. You know, I've put it up to like 2.8 times and it's still really, really awful to deal with. Okay, so this is stage 1, right? So I don't know what this yellow stuff actually does. It was never really introduced. But every time that we go into the thing, there's also like practice versus bots. But, you know, that's not really that great. And survival mode, again, the sensitivity is so garbage. You can see these red things, right? So we need to stay in the square sort of area and survive until, like, the time ticks by. You can't keep going out of it. It took me a while to figure out that I had to stay in the square spot. But, you know, that's the way that it is. Right, where are you? I can hear you shooting me. I can't. Okay, well, we won that because we passed the round. Then you need to not get stuck on the scenery. Get some ship energy and all that, and it'll tell you where the next stage is. Obviously, you can see warehouse is that way, pyramid mine is that way. Last time it's the pyramid mine, I'm going to guess it's going to be the same again. I don't know how you fire like all the different weapons. We can fire like a different thing like that. Warehouse. Okay, so it's actually not the pyramid mine. Interestingly, but it locks it off until you can go in. Right? We've got an explorer achievement because we're Dora the Explorer. I cannot see where this enemy is, but I'm going to go to the square and abandon it. Again, it's like 6 degrees of freedom. Each wave like gains an extra enemy, so this one starts with 2 enemies coming for you when you shoot. Yeah, I mean, it's cool. You know, it's Descent. It's, as you'd expect for Descent, the same sorts of, you know, 6 degrees of freedom. The maps in the survival mode are actually better than like the AI mode or what the online multiplayer was. You know, it's actually a lot more Descent-like than like the tiny arenas you have for that. So if they'd have maybe introduced these arenas, then it wouldn't have been the worst, right? So, well, passing the wave also. Well, I did realise I was getting attacked. There was no feedback on that. Feels bad, man. Okay, so we don't get to come back in, even though it did respawn me. You know, if it had had the world like this sort of map as the areas, then maybe it would have been a bit more Descent-like. But like I'm not going to go into the practice. It's not good. You know, if it had more maps like this, then it'd have been interesting. You know, maybe I should show off. But you can see them in like my other Descent videos, which, you know, aren't the greatest because I didn't have my 8GB graphics card back then, and you know, they upped the graphics way too early, and you know, there were major problems with the development of the game. But yeah, it'd be cool if they did bring the campaign modes. You know, just finish off the campaign modes, and that would be actually amazing because, you know, it deserves it, right? It definitely deserves the online mode, and obviously, you know, 6 degrees of freedom means tilting and all that, and, you know, getting lost in which direction we're going for that. You don't want to be too near the explosions because they can damage you. But yeah, it could have been cool. It's just they screwed it up, obviously. Right, so let's wait to see which area we need to go. Okay, it said laser grids, warrens. Okay, the warrens were pretty awkward. Are they through here? I don't know how to get to the warrens from this area, so that's locked off. Warehouse, pyramid mines. That locks, so that's not the one to hide. Okay, that's helping me out, I guess. So I'm guessing it must be over here, yes. Okay. There's a turret that was helping us. That's interesting to learn. Okay. The warrens are like proper old school descent. It's a proper maze, hence being called the warrens, I guess. Yeah. Finding our way through it is going to be a little difficult, especially with the awkward, not very sensitive mouse. It's not very easy to manoeuvre around. Okay, we're getting chased. This isn't ideal. Why is that locked off? That's not good. Hi. Stay back. I think I got a friendly fire warning, even though he's definitely not friendly. That's the warehouse. Okay, so that's not going to help us get in that. Right, so there's hostile spawning in. Right, okay, it's a proper maze of nonsense to try and find the actual point in this, especially when you can't. Right, that's pyramid mines. Especially when you can't. What's it called? What's the word? Right, so I can see that there's a red thing over there. I can't think of the words that I'm trying to think of, but yes, it's a maze. And when you don't know your way around, it's not easy, right? So we can fire these flare things, but I don't think they're necessarily that useful. Right, I'm just going to disorientate myself entirely. Change my... There we go. That helps. Right, so notice it's not red until it faces us. Like, the back end of them is not necessarily hostile, right? I do really want to get into that zone to start capturing, but... whilst there's a lot of enemies, I don't really want to go in. You know, they will actually own my ass if I head in there at that point. Okay, now it looks like it might be safer to go in, so I'm going to head in. Got some energy. You can see that there are these boxes that spawn, and if we shoot them, they do drop some weapons for us. Hi there. Which we can use. But again, I can only really... we can cycle through if we have available weapons with mid and mouse, but I don't know how I access like the fourth slot and, you know, first slot weapons. We can only really fire 2 and 3, which is, you know, a little odd, but let's not question it, right? So this is the hardest one to capture. Incoming hostiles, I'm sure we'll capture it and they'll blow up. Beforehand, death, okay. Just literally blows up right next to us. Right, let's start heading out. Let's hopefully find a way that's an exit. Right, pyramid mine. Go on. Tell me it's the pyramids. Give me the pyramids, because that would... yes, okay. Right. I realise we're upside down, but... at least it's in a point that's right next to us. So they've got shields. We're now on stage 3, so they're going to be like 3 enemies per spawn. And again, you know, slightly stronger enemies as well, so that is like... obviously they were coming in wave 2, but... the further you go in, the more enemies there are, and the stronger they are. Right, so now we're the right way up. You can see all 3 of them, so I'm just sort of dodge their bullets the best that I can. Try not to get myself killed. We're out of missiles, I think. This guy's sort of hiding down there. He's just biding his time. What are you doing? What are you doing? Okay, we got the pyramid sorted. Right, then warehouse 13. no relation to the TV show. It's 15, obviously. But I think that's the only one we haven't done so far in this wave. So I'm going to presume that it's in there, right? So there are some weapons hidden about. Obviously, you know, if we can go into secret areas, they do give you things, right? Let me out. That wasn't exactly the most hidden, but you know, these things, it could have been a cool game, but they just fucked it up. Hi. Too many of you all at once. Oh, you're still alive. Right, so that's all four. I don't know where my health is, but yeah, it died because of, you know, people were saying it wasn't really descent-like and there was a bit of a problem. Where did you spawn? I don't want you to spawn right next to me, so I'm just gonna dodge the best that I can. Okay, I lack weapons to deal with you. Strafing is of course important in games like this, but okay, I do need better weapons. I can see some of that, but I don't want to go grab it because obviously the time, right? Seeing my health would really be amazing. Possible, apparently. I see. Sometimes the enemies aren't easiest to spot. I definitely need more missiles, which I'm lacking. Is there an enemy in this? There is. It's bullshit with that. Being too close to the enemies as they explode can cause some problems. But it's bullshit that that completely reset my progress because an enemy got inside my thing. Because I didn't see it. Which isn't the easiest when, you know, everything's red. Okay, just hold them back long enough. Oh, come on. Come on. We deserve to win that. But yeah, you can see what it's like. We survived 3 stages. Basically, how that survival thing goes. It'll get stronger and harder as we go. Right, so, it's the only map. It's the only thing that you can play, but of course it's no longer available for purchase, so you know it's a bit of an odd one. I will do this, right? So there's a few different maps in this mode, but they're all Tartarus, random. Obviously you can only do trainee or hot shots. I mean, let's go hot shot because, you know, trainee is way too easy. And then hot shots is like, yeah, it's not the hardest if you actually move and don't just stand there, which, you know, we will be moving more in this game mode, but the maps are small and it's not so good, you know. But again, I don't know what this stuff does, but you can find that in every level. There's like no hard exits and vacuum, and then tunnels. It's all in millions of winding tunnels.
Incoming hostile.
Like super windy tunnels with no good sensitivity. Has it changed my settings between game on? Because obviously I closed the game down, so you know there is that. It does. That's fucking bullshit, right? Okay, so that's probably why I was suffering. Right, let's put it up to ridiculous amounts now. Okay, now I might have a bit more of a chance of moving. Okay, right. So now that I've got my sensitivity to a high enough degree that I can actually move and not crash into the walls, because God knows why they've put it so that you have to fucking have an arm workout just to, again, you know, it's still not ideal. But sometimes also it's like it just recognises it out of the map, right? So okay, where even are the enemies? This is the problem with this game mode. It's like, okay, that's a sealed secured area. Good for that. Finding where the enemies are, you have to find, like, this looks like it's the open area where people might come to fight. But where are they? Where are the bots hiding? Which is why, you know, it's probably died off. As, even with online, you know, online multiplayer. Right, so this is where we spawned in. Let's go down the other tunnel then and try and find the bots. Trying to find anyone to fight is not ideal. I did see that side shoot off there. Did I not... Was there a third setting that I missed for vertical sensitivity or something. Horizontal and vertical, but still, that is stupid that it's not really. I still have to work out ridiculously with 4.8 times sensitivity to even get it to go up enough to go through that. My god. Enemies, please, where are you? I'm trying to make a video here and this is nonsense. Going through this fucking tunnel is the worst. Okay, there's a laser upgrade hidden. Wow. Geschmacked. Tastes. Enemies, please, hello. I can't make a video. Oh my fucking god. I can't make a video like this. There are 3 hi, hello. Finally. That was easy. The companion cube. Okay, so you must spawn from down here somewhere. There must be another area. Okay, there's some sort of hidden maze. Okay, well this is a lot more maze-like at least than, you know, the other areas, but it doesn't make for finding, I guess, you know, I'm having to go at it for being 2 small areas, and then when we get one that isn't, I struggle and have a go at it for being too big. Okay, so now this is just the same big area that I was before. Ah, here we go. There we go. I mean, you spawned in with shields, that was bullshit, but, you know, it's better than you actually did come. So, shooting you isn't necessarily happening. Right, where's your friends? The companion cube. Companion cube dies like it's nothing. What's that?
Laser grid.
Laser grid, okay.
Energy.
Where's your third friends? Okay, we've got no shields apparently. That's very helpful. Where are the rest of your friends? In this god-awful warren of a map. Okay. I'm sure we'll find them eventually. You know, it'd be nice if they'd actually come for me. And not me having to hunt them down. That's just some sort of weird particle effect, huh? I guess. Doesn't actually regen health or anything. Where are you hiding? Where are you hiding? I hear you. I guess you're behind me. We'll just slowly turn around because of the awful control. Okay. Wave 3 starts in 15 seconds. By the time we get to enough waves that are going to be a problem, it's going to be the end of the round and we'll have already won.
2, 1.
Okay, come on, spawn it. I dare you. There we go. Okay. I mean, we do respawn in this mode if we die, but, you know, I would surely not die. A single player campaign would have just been immense, you know, it could have been really good, but they fucked it up. Okay, companion cube, you're dead. You're dead. You're still coming at me through the thing. Okay, this... the central pillar heats up when we shoot it, apparently. that seems very dangerous. Okay. Is there anyone else here? Okay, I could use some shields. Hi. Nice little flare you fired off. But where are you? Or did I fire that? By accident. I know I started firing them afterwards myself, but it did feel like that came at us. Okay.
Homing missile.
Homing missiles! That sounds useful. Yeah, it could have been good. Don't know why they'd have abandoned it. I mean, it got funded with Kickstarter. They really should have finished it off, you know. Wow. Dead ends. Single player campaign would have been amazing, but you know, they focused too hard on the online multiplayer and now they abandoned the servers and now it's just a completely dead game. But the sensitivity is ridiculous, so bad that it is not playable. Like that's like, you know, I can see why in a game like this, you know, where you really need the controls to be tight and sensitive, it probably got abandoned because of the sensitivity. I would really, there you go. I was just going to say, I would really love an enemy to appear right now.
Hostiles eliminated.
And, you know, I would love for more enemies to spawn in quicker because, you know, finding the enemies is awkward and then, you know, it's just, that's the end of the time. And I didn't die. 10 enemies, woo! I would have loved more, but you didn't come for me. Come, baby, come, maybe, baby, come. And then training, well,
Good morning.
you know.
I'm Iris. Let's get started. Your vehicle is designed to operate in space, so it can move in any direction. It will hover in place if not moving. Different ships move and turn at different speeds. Let's start with turn. Turn your ship left and right
One step ahead of you.
Good. Your ship can move freely forward and backward. Move your ship forward to the right. This door is locked. I will unlock it in a moment. Back away from the door for me. That's it. Okay? Turn your ship up and down.
I was 10 steps ahead of you, but you didn't let me go.
Excellent. I have unlocked the door. Notice that it turned green.
I actually haven't done the tutorial, but, you know, I can figure out.
You do not need to turn your direction to move that way. Straight left to retrieve the power up.
Aha, power up.
Energy.
You picked up an energy power up. Your energy level is displayed here in the bar on the upper left side of your HUD.
Okay,
You need energy to find
I can't see. Oh, I see on my actual words, right. I do see the health in that now, actually.
Okay, now straight right to retrieve another energy power up.
It's not in the most obvious position.
Energy.
Power-ups are the only way to overcharge your energy supply.
Okay.
Flying in zero G allows you to move straight up and down without turning. Slide up and retrieve the power-up. Excellent. The view bar on the upper right side of your HUD displays your current shield level. Shields protect your ship's hull from damage. Okay, now slide down and
Shield.
retrieve the
Left
power-up.
control. That's an awkward position to go down, isn't it? Control.
You can only overcharge your shield with power-ups.
Okay.
Let's go to the next room. Burn the green door to continue. Find the blue security door. Some locked doors can be opened with color-coded keys. The blue arrow at the bottom of your HUD is your radar. Mark the location of the blue key with an objective icon on your
Okay.
radar.
I mean, you know, you're training me for a single player campaign that doesn't exist with keys.
This area has alternative defenses. Use the sliding to dodge the shots and get to the end of the building. Don't forget to take advantage of available cover. Very good. Continuing for zero-G combat.
Okay, what are we doing in here then?
Move on to the next area. Welcome to the firing range. Your current primary weapon is displayed to the left of your radar on the HUD. Use the laser to destroy the target ahead. Good grief. Up ahead is a recharge zone that can refill your energy.
Oh, it's an energy recharge zone, okay.
Excellent. Primary side power up. I will send the large target between you and the next door. I want you to use your size to destroy it. Don't get too close. Missile explosions damage anyone nearby. That's the way to do it. Nice.
Yes, I'm 10 steps ahead of you.
Weapons, mining lasers, and even lead and open
Natural enemy gonna spawn in here.
Try shooting to the next door. You're almost there. Destroy the bot team.
Okay, this bot dodge is pretty good.
Bot dodging technique. Keep your target accordingly. Bravo. That's all for today. Use the exit door to head back to the building.
That's all for today. Okay, thanks. Wow, that's 10 out of 10 tutorial. Figured it out already. Wow. And Meet the Ships doesn't even, you know, it's got 3 ships, but it doesn't show you anything when you do it, right? So, you know, these are the different ships that you can actually get. There's a lot more with the weird companion cube. And then there's this one that you can't actually select, which is a bit odd. But yeah, you know, it could have been a fun game, could have been good. There's a Discord server. Even though the game's completely broken. You know, it would have been nice, but they've abandoned it. So it's a bit strange. And especially if they're developing a different game. You know, I call dubious that anyone that has this, that paid for it, didn't get the updated modern game. You know, if there was one in 2019 when this was abandoned, you know, I would have loved a single player campaign, but you know, this has been descent on the ground. It's been stopped. Thanks for watching Jones Games 4. Goodbye.